apparently. Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Just okay. The prayers of the Holy Father, Jesus Christ, our God, have mercy on us and save us. Let's try this again. After last night, one of the MP's propagandists started throwing Roman Catholics under the bus for the JFK files, and I knew that just didn't sound right. So I started going through the JFK files one by one, and I went through about 500 pages of them, and I planned to continue until I got to at least 5,000 by the end of the week. So I figured, why not share this joyous experience with you? As I go through them, this, as you can see, the 7 p.m. release had 32,000. Yeah, I'm keeping the music, Sava. I plan to stay sane as I go through this. 32,000 pages, because you'll understand why in just a moment, because this is drudgery. You may have noticed that I am on page 16. So let's get started and let's start reviewing them. As I mentioned, here, I'm going to just put this up. Files basically can be divided into 3 types. These are agency personnel related files. Some can be, for example, lists of contacts, assets that have gone dead or have dead as in not they died, but dead as in no contact, or sometimes they've been renewed. These assets can be anywhere. Many of them are in Latin America, as a lot of the files that I've studied, at least the early files, dealt with potential movements throughout Latin America. Stuff related to Oswald, etc., or people who knew him, and then foreign affairs related movements among communist groups. At least in the first few hundred pages, I found a lot of movement in France, Japan, and Central America. So let's get started. Let's not delay all the fun, and let's see what we got. Let's go. Okay, so this one. OSG. This is for stuff on Sturgis. It's a cover page. So let's go back. Albanian cryptographic material. Just a cover page. Go back. Gotta kill these as they come. All right, what do we got here? This looks like more of what do you call this? It's a global. Not a telegram, but basically these go in. Let's see, following names on beat watches. What's the date on this? 70. Okay, so this is well after JFK. This is for someone else's safety. Would that have been Johnson, I guess? Let's continue. These are the lists of names of people of kind of they're trying to locate. So Octavia, I'm looking. I'll be honest. I'm looking for Russian names. I hate to say it, there's a lot of stuff with the Arab world and black nationalist movements being involved with it, but it never seems to go anywhere. So these are Italians: Anthony Joseph Black, Harold Citronell, Benda Conway, Davidson, Davis, Tavern, Dushki, Fallett, Getz, Goddard, Gonzalez, Granzak, Lodkovich, Ranz, Hiltunen, Hummer, Julian, King, Kuhn. Yeah, I didn't find. I will say I found a few little details. Maybe before we completely go into this incredibly detailed and somewhat boring thing. Yeah, it's long. It is long. Tons of pages. And so this was this one I would say this is a foreign affairs related. These are people looking for. These are the CIA looking for these people in different areas, basically, because they may be involved in potential crimes. In the late 60s and 70s, you find that there were multiple attempts by the Cuban government to cause all sorts of problems, which only tangentially relates to Oswald, as I believe he stopped in Cuba and then he was in Mexico, and and he, did his thing in Texas. So let's continue. And I do have that banner. I'm going to keep it at the bottom. Anyone who wants to support what we're doing here, please feel free because we can always use it to turn the lights on. Thank you to Matishka Maria for gifting another month's worth of the green drink. And let's continue. I'm gonna here just for fun because these are painful to look through, but I did find some interesting things. So I will share those. Give me a moment before I do anything else. Let's stop the screen. Things that might be of relative interest to us. One that was of definite relative interest to, I think, us throughout the world, or Orthodox throughout the world. And so let's get to it. Downloads, JFK files. Let's see here. Which one was it? Was it this? I think it was one of the earliest ones. Okay, it's not this one. Hold on. Okay, let's see here. That's Cactus Report. Nope. Was it this one? Yep, it's this one. So let me put this on the screen. Okay, so this is a list of previous contacts that the CIA had, and that are of operational interest. You can see that now. What's interesting to us is that Tolstoy Farm, which was previously, kind of, I guess they were able to recruit from within there. They were listed in the terminated conduits. I want to see what page that was. Youth project organizations. You can see there's lots of stuff that the CIA was kind of backing. Here's Tolstoy Foundation right there. Basically, it was recruited, useful for providing cover for leads and assistance in handling defectors, but it was terminated in 1968. So just so you can get an idea of that, give me a moment. Let's get back to sharing on. Let me see here. Screen percent. And let's get back to here. All right, so that was one of the interesting things I found last night, as well as, a research institute in America that eventually became Thomson Reuters. Still haven't found an explanation for that one. I mentioned that on Twitter. Let's see what else we've got here. Let's continue. As you can see, it can get kind of mind-numbing doing this, which is part of the reason why I have the music on, just to keep my brain from melting. All right, let's see what this thing is. This is this is address to Hoover. Let's see here. Seems to be relating to a meeting of the French Communist Party. Okay, let's continue on. To reshare. Sorry about that. Okay, this looks like an internal. Yeah, just basically. Yeah, it's an internal for an Edward Anderson Walker. Let's go back, get the next one, share this instead. This one appears to be, this is 74. All right, Georgia. Okay, this looks like an okay for movement of weapons. Not a big deal. I know that sounds like not a big deal, but you have no idea how many dozens of these I've seen. Things like this. Hold on. So let's go back to here. Let's close this. And let's open the next one. Routing and record sheets. Sometimes these are covers for other things, but what is it? Sport branches, subject tape. Okay, it's probably a copy of tape. Oh, there's also a lot of fallout from the CIA investigation that had occurred immediately and in the next few years after the death of President Kennedy. So you'll find that they're tying loose ends for a lot of problematic stuff. Let's see here. Go back to this. Let's open the next one. So I'd count that as personnel. This one. Okay, to Buenos Aires. This is okay. This is stuff going out to, I assume, the CIA offices there. There were some interesting things that were located, interrogations and stuff that I saw. Van Cleve's interview described mainly his activities in Argentina to organize a security force for Coca-Cola. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, these are the ones I hate the most that look like they've been copied over 4 times. Associated with MH Chaos. This comes up quite a bit, Operation MH Chaos. Let me see here. Sure. Okay, so warrants classification. Okay, Mia, relax. Trust me, this stuff is all declassified, dog. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I know. It's upsetting. And this is another copy of it, because this happens a lot when you're searching for these files. You'll find multiple copies of everything. Let's continue. We go to page 17. Let's open this one up. Okay. So let's search this tab instead. Okay, of course, there's that routing and record sheet I was telling you about. It's kind of required for everything. Contact of reporter meetings with MP Troika 7. China Friendship Association Study Group. Susan Warren was put in front of the China thing. This was, they had, based on the first few hundred pages, they'd had a mole, and I'm not even sure if this might have been the same thing, but they got some mole in the China Friendship Association. Okay, let me see here. Women's tour, blah blah. Jamie minimum. Cash. Yeah, this looks like a copy of something I'd seen earlier. So let's continue back. Okay, so we're gonna share. All right, this goes to Athens, Ammon, Cairo, MH Chaos. Shmuel Flory, CPUSA official in Illinois, to select 5 young Black Americans to go on tour of the Middle East, especially Jordan and UAR. This is something that had been, there's a lot of documentation on this, trying to propagandize the Arab position of Blacks in the U.S. This one was stopped. I forget what happened here. Okay, here are some of the people who were going. Let's see, I was trying to figure out where they are, because sometimes they got to different places. Before the age of the internet, you just managed to get on those planes and disappear. Let's see what we got next. Okay, what's this? Father Manuel Perez, Jesuit and contact of COS, was the source of field comment number 2. According to Father Perez Alonso, Cortez was never a priest but had been a seminarian. Brother Perez Alonso had been corresponding with Archbishop Miguel Dario Miranda, primate of Mexico, regarding Cortez Hernandez and possible actions against him. Spicy. Let's continue on. Okay, got to share again. Okay. Okay, and share this tab again. This is an AM trunk. Israel Garcia, Carlos Diago, Manuel Garcia Suarez. Yeah, it's a cover page. That's all we got. All right, let's continue on. Yeah, I don't see anything particularly noteworthy here. Okay. Secrets, Epic, I'm counting 2. You may see like AM in front of things. Those are usually projects that are being run. Sometimes they're subjects, but oftentimes they're just projects. Source, educated Cuban Western European extraction, who lives in Havana. Sources reported military innovation required by personal observation. Sources reliability has not yet been established. Okay, on November 23rd, November 1963, 200 tanks were observed, apparently participating in maneuvers. The area of intersection of Via Monumental and Carretera Central. So many of the tanks had twin cannon mounted. Okay. At the same time, there was a large military camp to the west of Via Monumental. Seen a large influx of vehicles and material. Interesting. Go back. Let's see what else we got here. Priority director Sidewave. Okay. Holy son. What's the date on this? I don't see it yet. All Cuban personnel. You can see there's a lot of focus on the Cubans. As well to do this. I would almost get the impression the CIA was under the impression that Oswald was assisted by the Cubans. Okay, let me see here. This may be a longer continuation of that previous message. Thank you for your support, Zelotus. Really appreciate it. We continue on. Okay, this may have been a continuation of the last message. Always 37 recibidos, mensaje hasta 80, up to 80, and reckless. This looks like it's a list of agents, people. Estamos investigando, we're investigating all of the others. Remember, be extremely cautious to make contact with whatever persons recommend for recruiting. Yankee came, Yankee we investigated times from we investigated, okay, assist. We don't have to necessarily say that it's good to use them in the network. You got on every report, every agent. Using what they have previously before we went into full operation, and all the agents were recommending. Also, some major work undertaking, and we didn't say to us exactly what's going to be. All right. This seems to be a report from, I don't know, Cuban officers or Spanish officers who seem to be trying to figure this out, what exactly is going on. And here's the English translation. They want more information before moving. Okay, so let's continue. Did it again. Killed. I keep killing the stream. Hold on. Okay. See what here. Listening to Team Woods. Well, congratulations, Anonymous Man. That's great. Let's see what this thing is. Wave 864. Okay, this looks like they're gonna try to try to take this this house, and yeah, there's a lot of personal interaction that occurs with these people that is very strange. Share tab instead. Probably said, This says when we get into Roger. These new members report military preparations made North Coast last 5 days. Possible landing of Chinese troops. North Coast for request. You have general report on possibilities. You know, like at this point, I'm highly convinced that people were convinced that there was going to be invasions from China, Latin America. This was a weird time, to say the least. Okay, let me see here. Cost. Also, there's side payments that have to be made. Family needs. In this case, of father's eye operation. Okay, not okay. Just a summary of what they're planning on doing and how much it's going to cost. Let's move to page 18 now. The Mfauna 25 situation within framework, if I remember correctly, that's some sort of counter-Cuban thing going on. Oh, they did manage to result in exfiltration of Mfauna 14 and thus direct security. If I remember correctly, Mfauna 14, there was a very dramatic series of Cuban interrogations, and they managed to pull out this female operative. So let me see here. M. Cutler 2. Because another refused to leave Cuba. So another problem, this happened with, I think, 14 as well, is that people didn't want to leave when they could have been extracted, and because of family reasons. So just got to work with what you got, I guess. If there's one thing I've learned is that intelligence is often held together by duct tape with this. And what a mess. Okay, let's continue. Okay, let's put it up on the screen. Some of this stuff may be repetitive, or it may just be dealing with updates to current movements. Okay. Recommendations. These fall in between the categories of, agency personnel related and foreign affairs related. Yeah, John says, sounds like the plot of Red Dawn. Yes, but much, much slower. Let's see here. Let's finish that one up. Yeah, this is. Yep, this is a lot of this is just Latin America. So let me get back to here. Share this tab instead. Close that too. And let's get to the next one. Let's see here. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna go crazy on this one, and I'm gonna just venture that I can skip ahead a little bit. So I'm gonna skip to like 30. What's that? What's this? It has parentheses. It must be different. Identification form, tourist card, Mr. Howard Hunt, alias birth certificate. What the heck is this? You can tell it's later. This was put in 1973 because of the quality of the text. I've been instructed not to include Mr. Hunt in his activities in the inspection of the Madrid station in 1965. Madrid Station in 1965. That sounds familiar. Nothing particularly noteworthy happening in the Madrid railway station. We continue. Office of the Inspector General. Okay. All right. So let's continue on. All right. Let's see what the oh boy. Yeah, whenever I see lists like this, massive lists of this sort, these are usually asset lists. I'm not sure if this is a current asset list, checking for any names that might stick out. Nothing particularly shocking here. Andre Iwascu. That's about it. I don't know who that is, but let's continue. Okay. All right. And as I have previously noted, this is an unprepared room. Expect potential house noise. And let's get back to searching. Let me see here. Okay. Let's find out what this is. Share this tab instead. And then we're going to kill off a couple of other tabs. This appears to be the author of his memoirs, Undercover. Jasper was being tampered. CIA staff memorandum galley proof concerning the fabrication of the Shanghai Post for a Mexican operation. Guatemalan embassy in Mexico City and the joint CIA Uruguayan telephone monitoring. Disguise the identity of the fabricated newspaper and remove a reference to journalists as agents. Okay. Okay, let me see here. Isabel Flori coming up again. Hold on a sec. Oh yeah, this was one of the ones I found that let me see here. Let me share this instead. Because this is one of the ones I was talking to you. I mentioned Thomson Reuters earlier. This was much earlier on. Let me see here. So I saved it. This one mentions this application into the Research Institute of America. I went looking for the Research Institute of America for a while, and it's Reuters. It's Thomson Reuters. There's no information as to how it's Thomson Reuters, but if you try to look up Research Institute of America, you will find yourself finding Thomson Reuters, which is weird. So let's get back to looking at files. Let's go to page 32, see what we find. Okay. International Art Associates. Says CIA plan to retain Richard Gibson an annual fee of $9,000 per annum. So basically, International Art Associates would be acting as effectively an associate of the CIA. Let's go to the next one. Killed it again. Hold on. Okay. This is 78. YouTube project. 150 boxes. Okay. Attachment C advanced parties. Okay. First overflight of the USS Satsuki, 158. USS Army. To locate files which contain logs of all takeoffs and landing of the U-2 aircraft assigned to Detachment C. Okay. This kind of has to do with Soviet air defenses versus Japan. Let's see. Okay, so let's get to the next one. Killed it again. Okay. P.D. Ladle is a high-level defector residing in New York. A number of large loans over the years, in addition to his salaries. So, wants a deed of trust executed in favor of one of its nominees on the New York real property. New York lawyer. Okay. Just related to spy real estate transactions, I guess. Continue on. Killed it again. Finally, we got some Russian thing. Give me a second. I'm putting it on. Okay, just want to check one thing here. Don't mind me. Okay, let's see what else we got here. So this says, we're putting it up here. Agency predates his assignment to Moscow as an ABC correspondent. During the period 1958-60, while in New York, was confidential informant of the FBI and his Soviet contacts in New York. In addition, he had several meetings with the New York office of CIA's domestic contact division. While in Moscow with ABC, Jaffe felt he was the subject of a recruitment attempt by the KGB in 1962. He recounted his story to the regional security officer at the American Embassy in Moscow, copies of which went to the CIA and FBI. When he was still en route in the Soviet Union. During the latter part of his time in Moscow, Jaffe was in contact with the KGB officer Guvkov. His relationship is a matter of record with the FBI. There's some evidence that Jaffe was given preferential treatment by the Soviet authorities. Some Western pressmen felt that Jaffe, as an aggressive newspaperman, was giving a little to get a story. Jaffe has given his version of his dealings with the KGB in a lengthy 1969 interview with the FBI. The defector Nosenko provided information on Jaffe's relationship to the KGB in 1964. However, as time went on, further briefings of Nosenko indicated Nosenko was not as sure about Jaffe's relationship as he had been originally. By 1968, Nosenko was positive only that Kukov had been in touch with Jaffe, but Nosenko was not certain that Jaffe was a paid and witting agent of the KGB. He stayed in touch with the CIA. Which he's been passed derogatory information about him to his employers. Okay, so basically, yep. All right, let's that's interesting, but not really relevant. Let's continue on. Okay, let's see. This is Russia, American, CI staff, Congress International, Moncure. PD Ladle. Okay, so the informants basically decided to move out, get a house, and okay. I assume this is more of the same. This looks like a marriage certificate. Okay. It's just part of the file. Okay, this is the mortgage cost. I'm going to see if I can get past these. Give me just a moment. That's more mortgage stuff. So this is Nosenko. The guy was talking to the ABC guy. Let's see what we got here. He is currently I guess he was jailed, but he is also under contract. Okay. A lot of the CIA work you'll find outsourced to contractors, and defectors make decent contractors. Let me see here. It's just a copy of the previous one. Maybe there's slight other information, but I doubt it. Haitian exiles attempting to unseat President Duvalier. Okay, Moncure. Yep. A lot of these code names you get used to and you start realizing they're just all over the place, and Moncure is just one of them. Assume that means he's higher ranking, but could be wrong. Let's continue on. Got a new comment. Hello, Taylor. Just going over JFK files. It's the cool thing to do. All right, this one's going. It's a wire to Melbourne. 73. What's the point? Guy talking Australian justice and the reliability of Herbert Itkin. Not much interesting there. Let's continue on. Oh, another impossible one to read. This is 1963. William Harvey is next. The Huma munitions bunker. Dutch firm controlled by French nationals. John Anderson. Oh, General and Parliament and Becker shared a hotel room in Poland in 1957. What's this? Parlin in 1956 traveled to Russia as a member of a delegation under the sponsorship of the National Council of Churches. He was also a lawyer for a Swiss something industrialist who sold arms to the Nazis in communist countries at that time. Parlin. Schlumberger Limited. It's a foreign intelligence source. Huh. Well, that's interesting. I wonder what this munitions builder needed to be a associate of the National Council of Churches for. For those coming to the chat, Chris, Denise, God bless you, and the Father, and the Holy Spirit. This is interesting. Maybe we start getting juicy stuff from here, guys, but don't get too excited. We just found one National Council of Churches thing, so we gotta save it. That's right. All right, let's get back. We'll kill this off, and this off, this off, and let's look at the next one. Okay, share. This 46 from Bradley learned assassination. He decided to go to Miami immediately. Puppets on these flight test pilot with Cessna. Okay, nothing too much there. Let's continue. 77, Thomas Briggs. Okay, that's appearing as witness on behalf of the United States government. Huh? Okay. Let's continue on. This is 76. Okay, just clearing out some tax issues for an asset. Let's continue on. Okay. All right, that's just agency personnel stuff. Okay. This time instead, close this, go back, see what we got. Another wire to Melbourne. Okay. Justin Moffat requesting information on the reliability of Mr. Herbert Dick, described as a former CIA and FBI employee. Oh, okay, where are my glasses? Cloudy. Both the FBI and the CIA until 1968. That's always a difficult thing going with domestic and international, but okay, sure. Moffat has for the information. Australian Embassy in Washington. Okay, it doesn't sound like they take this Moffat guy seriously in Australia. We're going to move to the next set of pages. Okay, more information on Herbert Itkin. 69. What's the connection? Odd. It's good to have the chronology, though. Okay. Alrighty then. Lodge. Oh, there's more for Herbert Itkin. Okay, let's see here. Memorandum for the record. Let's we want to remove the extra banner just so it can be readable. Maybe we want to even increase this a little bit. Okay, so okay, this appears to be more information. It's another copy basically of that first part. So let's look up the next one. Oh, finally something that's not about income. Let's share this instead. What is this? Another rounding and record sheet. I'm sure by now everyone's familiar with it. What do we got in it? Installed electronic. This is going to be of marginal interest. Let's go back. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on that one. Okay, we kill off a few of these. Okay, let's open that one up. Extract from archive files of Comerex. Let's see. Penetration of another. Legal material, a considerable error to business. It's above 72,000 feet. Only 65,000 feet. As scale as possible. Reporting of the track when it appeared was only by Moskos. Okay. That's more information about the Soviet air defenses more than anything else. Okay. Interesting start. Okay, so this guy's getting out of jury duty by being State Department. All right, that's fine. Newsweek. Okay. 1974. Travelogue. Field office. Okay. Let's take a look here. This looks like a copy of the previous item, so yeah, it is a copy of the previous item. So let's continue. All right, so this is bugging a house on a bill. Okay. Okay, this guy's having trouble bugging a house is what seems to be the issue here. Go back. Official cover backstop. Okay, so we're canceling cover. Okay. Charlotte Bustos Videla, retirement. Okay, so this person is retiring. That. Other cancellation for retirement. Another one. In triplicate. Checking for any final information. I'll put that up here. Starting next Cuban teams. Okay, so this is about Cuban teams at the Olympics. Okay. So let's see here. Okay. Okay, so I don't see anything else there. Let's get to the next one. This seems to be like some kind of asking about Philip Agee, sort of exit interview, whether he had been, whether this is from 1972. Another cancellation of official cover. Yeah, agents leaving and sometimes going back into the regular world is a regular thing, it seems. Okay, I killed that. Go back on the screen. All right, I'm going to take a few minutes break because I feel like this is going to be a little while, so don't mind. took a minute to ask Grok if it's found anything new. The focus, of course, which is being spearheaded by the tankies over on X, seems to be on the Roman Catholics. We've already found a reference to the National Council of Churches, but Grok hasn't, so it's pretty much being directed by posts. All right, so let's continue on. Okay, yep, this is another breaking cover. I'm gonna skip it. Is there something I should know about? Charlotte, no, it's the same person. Let's just try the next one. Another break, the same person. Okay, I don't know what this is, so let's share it. Live address established. Householder, okay, subject was residing with them. Local post office to notice. Mr. Gladys Dan Brute. So no soldier and brunch. Mother Eustace held a prisoner by a foreign government. Dr. Salou. Okay, so claims of political prisonership. Let's move forward. East again, Cubans, training camp for Cubans. Movimiento Democrático Cristiano. Subject, 32-year-old U.S. banker. Anti-caste organizations and Hungarian freedom fighters. Okay, so looks like they were going to try to blow up something in Latin America. The FBI decided no, and that's when they went back to Miami. Let's continue. Okay, let's see here. Not seeing anything new, so let's go back. Expand this a bit, hard to read. Principal cities of the world. Margrave Secret Services. I have a sole owner, so the founder. Some kind of security office, and they're investigating it. Back. David Christ, chief of. Okay, now this guy's interesting. He showed up in the first 500 documents. Apparently, he had done installation work on a listening station in Cuba, and he has been to isolation many times. Yeah, the last I read, he was in some Cuban prison, so I guess he's kind of used to that. Maybe they got him out. Okay. Yeah, it's more on David Crest. Currently employed by Devon Co. since 1970. Okay, so he made it out. He made it out of jail, Cuban jail. Oh, boy. All right. Let's continue on. All right, got to kill off a lot of these extra screens. I'll move you over here so you're safe. Kill that. I don't know if there's some comments on Gab. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. People thinking it's a waste of time. Sure. Fair enough. Let's get back to the next one. All right. Let's see what we got. Okay. Cover sheet, familiarization course, seminar room roster. I presume these are new assets. Okay, let's see here. Yep. Okay, let's continue. All right, this is another one that is terribly copied. Fun fact, copiers often would do this in the olden days because they need to be cleaned or shaken out a bit. Let's continue. Looks like it's the same list. So, okay. All right, here we go again. David Christ again. I say Chris, it looks like Christ, but in one of the earlier documents it says pronounced Christ. So that's what we're going with. All right, next again. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay, so he's getting an award. No one cares. Let's continue on. No offense there, Mr. Grist. I just don't care. I can't read this, but it looks like... yeah. This looks like it's Cuban era stuff. So we're gonna switch back and keep looking. All right. Let me see here. That the compromise says with the JFK files now a 24-hour stream is possible. The background music is good. Yeah, the background music is just to keep me sane. I have no idea how long this is going to go. Realistically, I don't think this can be a 12-hour stream because I have appointments tomorrow and I have appointments on Friday. But my guess is we're deeper diving than anyone else on the scene. So maybe I will do. Maybe I'm going to do a big stream with this. I mean, it's why not? Let's deep dive. We deep dive while nobody else deep dives and falls for propaganda. Let's see what we got. I feel like this is going to be more stuff. No, this is J Mark. Mm-hmm. Okay. Some guy claiming to be an American semi-criminal, and he disappeared. Okay. Another list. Any interesting names? None that I can see. If anyone sees anything interesting, let me know. I'm not looking at this very carefully with these. A lot of these names start getting repetitive. Let's go back. Lucian Conan. Request clearance to grant a reassignment of aid cover. Okay. Active asset moving. Another notification of establishment of military cover backstop. Yeah. Virtually illegible. All right, let's go. Let me see if we got anything else here. Clearing for cover. No. Let's continue. really can't read who this is for. I'm sure, considering the amount of triplicate that occurs in this agency, we'll probably get something soon. Certain individual searching officers. Okay, this is the FBI, it looks like, asking for stuff. They are not happy they're not getting it. Interesting. All right, so let's get back to here. I think that's it for the page. Let's continue. Okay. Staff capacity isolation. We use current non-staff status. Corporate security. One advisor. You cannot assign the. Okay. I guess this guy wanted to see if he could do some interior interviewing, and they said no. Lucian Conide. We've seen this name before. Reassignment to Albania. Okay, let's see if we got more stuff for Conan. More Lucian Conan stuff. Review of the subject's files that do not meet the requirements set forth in okay, translated. You're not getting transferred. Continue. Raymond Farrell, subject Miguel Angel Diaz. He was a Argentina and several other South American countries. Nicaragua passport. Okay, so they're creating an identity for this guy. All right, let's see here. Wow, this is hard to read. Weird. This is strange. What else we got? And this is just a moving Argentina sort of thing. Let's see here. Yep. Nothing shocking here. I don't expect shockers here. You're looking for just references, and sometimes they can take a while. Here we are with Miguel again, who's been, given another identity. Yep. Okay. So let's continue forward. Okay. I think somebody is questioning whether a Latin American asset should get another clearance, and they're not sure. Okay, this is just barely illegible. This is illegible. So 61. So it's relevant. So we should probably communist publications. These included USSR, The Worker, many propaganda pamphlets that were obviously published in England. Court is an extreme leftist in his political views and believes fanatically in Castro's Cuba. Mr. Wood mentioned to me that he and several of his friends were making plans to enter Cuba in June, illegally if necessary. He wants to become a teacher for the Castro government to make his permanent home there. Members of the 26th of July movement are in close contact with Court, and they are involved in his proposed move to Cuba. Court does have some money, and he seems to be very serious about this thing. Within the next day, we'll get some names and specific facts concerning their plans. Please include this in my permanent record. Michael Stratton? Okay. Let's see here. Several months ago, I wrote you a letter concerning the pro-Castro sentiments. Fort Wood, son of Foster Wood, a local attorney. Since that time, I've seen Court only once on March 3rd, 1961, and he seems to be actively engaged in the organization of a local chapter of the Fair Play for Cuba Committee, complete with beard. Court has been meeting with interested groups and lecturing to students in several eastern cities. He specifically mentioned Baltimore, Philadelphia, and New York. Apparently, there are a number of students involved in this activity. I met David Lachterman from George Mason High School in Falls Church, Virginia, and Walt McDonald, a fellow student of Court's, and both are obviously active. What action should I take, if any, in regard to my relationship with Court and his father? Please include a statement in my permanent record. Once again, I will note that this is an unprepared room. Please expect potential house noise. Let's continue on. Moral Brethren says, what if it just said Israel did it? I guaranteed they edited them to make them look like revealed secret files. It's a filter hot. Yeah, I'm not sure. They already had a bunch of, the whole the Jews people like really pour through, and they found one document. I don't even know if it's part of the cache. I assume it is, that they wouldn't lie about that too. And basically, it just talks about how Israel is giving a lot of funding to the CIA, and then of course, then they ran with it. Israel funding CIA, therefore Jews kill JFK, and of course, there's no logic to it. And there's no real other documentation to it, but they just keep putting up these same two pieces of paper out of 80,000, neither of which actually says what they claim. So, yeah, I don't buy it. I don't buy it yet. What I am learning about these files, we're learning a lot about, and I haven't seen too much about France in here or about Japan. Those were pretty early on, and but those were kind of horrifying and embarrassing on their own. You have Howard Zinn, the guy who wrote the People's History of the United States, is off in Japan, helping organize the communists there. Joan Baez is doing a concert for them. This is the stuff you're finding in the files. What you're finding is that there is a very small but active communist movement throughout the world that is not particularly strong. I mean, the strongest communist movement, I would say, outside the sphere of the USSR was, in fact, the Moscow Patriarchate. And I haven't found a thing. Haven't even found anything on Dmitry Royster, even though he was related to the whole Oswald case. So let's keep going. We got a few thousand pages to go. Another illegible form. The Fair Play for Cuba Committee. And this is the stuff that's actually around the time of Kennedy's assassination. The request of Mr. Dave Phillips Seed spent the evening with Court Wood, student of recent returns, 3-week stay in Cuba under sponsorship of Fair Play for Cuba Committee. Court and his father have voiced very strong pro-Castro sentiments and are extremely critical of our foreign policy in general. I'm advised by Mr. Phillips to continue my relationship with Mr. Wood. I will keep Your office informed of each subsequent visit. This is forwarded to you as a matter of all information. Become part of my permanent security. This Michael Stratton really wants this stuff to become part of his security file. Let me see if I can read the script. Subject stated this is operational with no specific goal in mind. Stratton and Wood went to high school together and traveling different circles. Okay, they on occasion see each other. Wood, something Stratton is a CIA. Okay, that's all we got. All right, so let's continue. References made. Let's see, Court Fosterwood. Okay, so now we're going into a deep dive on this Court Fosterwood tanky. Let's see here. Okay. Let's continue. All right. Yeah. Hard to read. Copies. Okay. And now they're having questions about their source. All right, Luciano Batista. See also Davis, Rudolph, Richard. Here. Okay, this is the same guys who got disgruntled, and because I guess they wanted to make something go boom in Cuba, and the FBI said no. So let's continue. And en route, we're approved for contact use. Wagner. Security Director, Plans Chief, Central Cover Group. Houston, Texas, one of the most vulnerable to exposure, became public record to reflect direct ties from agency funding industries. Instruments identified by Congressman Patman in 1964 to legitimate foundations and agency projects they have sponsored. The Vernon Fund. Yeah, the number of projects funded by the CIA is absolutely immense. And they're just countering the KGB. We're doing the same thing. Oh, boy. Yeah, like through. Confederation of Origins of Teaching Professions. All right, so let's. These are deep dives on apparently the members of an organization. Nobody that rings a bell. And Demori says, Dimitri Royce, the OCA bishop, intriguing. Yeah, their future saying he is an actually previously released JFK files. They don't have any information on him, but they redacted 90% of the information on the page and left his name on it. I've always been curious about that. I just feel like we might find something in these thousands of files. Maybe, though, not yet. Let's continue on. Okay, let's kill off some extra tabs and get to this. Flores Daniel, we've seen this before. Ecuador and Peru. Trade kids. Doesn't have any more info. Let's continue. What's this? Listed below are names of organizations identified by the Attorney General. List the names of each foreign or domestic organization, association, movement, group, or combination of persons which he designates as totalitarian, fascist, communist, or subversive. Ooh. All right, so these are the dangerous organizations that we, I guess, just want to check. And let's make it bigger. All right, let's see what we find in here. There's always good stuff in here. Bulgarian American People's League of the United States of America, American Christian Nationalist Party, American branch of the Federation of Greek Maritime Unions, American Committee for the Settlement of Jews in Birobidzhan. Excuse me, I am drinking seltzer that I got from the McDonald's. There'll be some good stuff in here. What else we got? Okay, there's Croatian organizations, Japanese organizations. Now, let me see. American Nationalist Party, American Polish League, American Polish Labor Council, American Poles for Peace. American Russian Fraternal Society, American Russian Institute New York, American Russian Institute Philadelphia, San Francisco, American Slav Congress, Associated Clans of America. Just throw, yeah, you clans people, you're racist. Get out of here. Get out of here. Let's see what else we got. Committee for the Negro and the Arts. I can't believe that they're subversive organizations. Oh, there's more. Communist parties all over. Alabama, Florida, People's. What else we got? What else? Congress of American Women, Congress of the Unemployed. Congress of the Unemployed. That sounds like Twitter. Connecticut used to aid the Smith Act. Council of Greek Americans were apparently a threat. Japanese Overseas Central Society. Wow. Johnsonites. What else we got? Okay. We're at Families of the Smiths. Wow. Just wow. Mario Morgantini Circle. Garibaldi American Fraternal Society. The Harlem Trade Union Council. Nanka Teikoku Gunyadan. Okay. Let me see here. Got any comments here? Let's see what we got going on. Hollywood Writers Mobilization for Defense. They didn't trust Hollywood. Well, I can see why. What else we got? Nationalist Party of Puerto Rico. Nature Friends of America. Southern Clans Incorporated, Pacific Northwest Labor School, Palo Alto Peace Club. Most of these things sound like, just anything peace related was probably paid for by the KGB, basically, is their view. And it makes sense because almost every, war that was going on, it was the Soviets would ask for peace. American Ukrainian Fraternal Union. Philadelphia Labor Committee for Negro Rights, Photo League, Polonia Society of the IWO, Revolutionary Workers League, Romanian American Fraternal Society. So, all these hyphenated American fraternal societies were basically run by the communists. Sakura Kai, Yiddischer Kulturverband, Young Communist League, Yugoslav American Cooperative. There we go again with that hyphenated American thing. Answer all questions. Oh, here we are again, Daniel Flores. 35. Yep. Okay. Former Marine Marine. Okay, let's get to the next thing. Tab instead. This looks a lot like a previous dossier. Vision Fund, okay. Okay. Good evening, Sunrise. Nope, no Marble King, but it looks like we're only, I don't know, 800, 900 pages into the thing. I'm counting my own personal 500 as well, guys. So let's just get back to here. Let's open up. Okay, this looks like a data set. What kind? Okay, it's Office of SRS. Okay, this is looking up aliases. All right. The next one. Okay, this is 77. Contract terminations. This is personnel related stuff. People who were let go at different points from there. They were decommissioned. Okay. Let's go back. Let's go to the next one. You find anything interesting here? I have no idea what this is. As far as I know, this could be a poker, a bowling scorecard. Okay, let's see what we got here. Technical Services Division. Okay, this looks like a job posting. Yeah, it's a job posting. Let's continue on. Ah, Herbert Itkin has returned. Oh boy. So they're basically, they think this is made up. Itkin is just a fake agent. That's the nature of intelligence and counterintelligence, I guess. You just never know when you're just dealing with a fraud. He is a fraud. Didn't sound like a fraud until this paper. Very strange. Isaac says file number 002 dash. I don't know. Maybe I'll do this for a long stream, guys. Maybe I will. I could do this all day, but it seems like this one, well, until I find some more interesting stuff, I'll keep digging. And if there is ever a reason for a longer stream, if you guys really want one, I don't know. Now you've seen what it could look like. Seriously reconsider. But I am going to, with that, I'm going to call it a night and say thank you to all of our listeners, all the people who helped, those who donated, and continue to assist with the channel. We are not done yet with this. We're only 1,000 or so pages in, and we got like 80,000 more to go. 79,000 more to go. So have a good night. Through the prayers of Holy Fathers, Jesus Christ, God of mercy, us and save us. And if you like what you see, please like and subscribe.